Hey, welcome to Programming Rainbow. In this video, I want to talk about the continuing problem I'm having with the ASUS that I got earlier this year. So I have a video reviewing this product and comparing it to some other products as well, but then kind of at the end, I'd let you know that it only worked for 3 months. I got it at Christmas and it stopped at the beginning of April, and it didn't work. And it's been like the laptop's been gone for over a month. And I have no idea whatsoever what's happening with this laptop. So not only is it not good because it's broken and not working, I do not know if I will get it back, if I will get it back fixed, if it'll work after I get it back fixed. But I do know that we are still paying for this laptop. For us, a very expensive laptop. We do not have it. So this is really kind of annoying, and this has been going on for quite some time. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the ASUS Zenbook S16, and I've already kind of reviewed it, so I'll let you kind of watch that video, although I do compare it to a lot of different things. The basic idea is this thing is too thin. It heats up because they did not allow space for heating. Also, they use plastic, which is an insulator. Again, so it can't cool itself. It is a plastic product that they're calling Cera aluminum, even though there's just a tiny bit of aluminum on the top, but the rest is plastic. It does have a powerful chip, but is stifled by the fact that it doesn't have proper cooling. There's also the problem with the backlit keyboard is complete trash. The mouse pad is not great. It's got issues. Basically, it is big and nice, but also it doesn't have any palm rejection. It's designed in a way that your palm will always give you misinput when you're typing. The sides of it do not act as a mouse pad at all, even though they look like a mouse pad. But again, with the backlit keyboard, you have to turn the backlight off to be able to read the keys, because you don't see the actual keys lit up. You see the light around the keys that blasts you in the eye, and so it's worthless. Other than that, it was like a good product, sounded okay, and all that stuff. I wasn't terrible about the whole thing. I have a long review video about it, kind of talk about all the different aspects of it. It's got good and bad points, but the bottom line is it doesn't work. And the screen stopped working. And for Windows, you cannot log in. Now, I'm not an expert in Windows. Maybe there is some special way about this, but you cannot, or at least I could not, log into Windows on a second screen. So if the main screen has stopped working, you cannot plug an HDMI into it and log into Windows. That means your data is gone. Whatever you had on your Windows installed or whatever data you had on it, it's gone. And if you look at the ASUS support, they'll tell you don't have anything on your drive because you can consider that it's going to be gone if it goes into them. So you have no way, when that screen stops working because of the device or because of Windows or both, to access any of that data. It's just gone. Luckily, that was not an issue for me, but I can see that an issue for everybody else that is using Windows, that if they have this device and the screen does stop working, they're really in a bad place, because whatever's on that device, they're not getting it back. Like, even if the device is fixed, they're not getting back what was on the device. So that was a thing. The screen doesn't physically work. The RMA was a problem because the support has this little chat bot, which before took you around in circles. I'm not sure what it does now because I'm not sure the direction I went, but it basically, I'm in the UK and it would do like an EU or a US version and then tell me to go to the UK and then tell me to open up the chatbot again. And then it was just taking me into a loop. It doesn't actually help. And I can't imagine how it could help in any scenario. This chatbot is completely worthless, and it just it's just there to get people to go away. So it doesn't help anybody. The other way that you can get help from them is like by creating an account with ASUS, which is not something that I'm ever interested in doing. Just to ask for help, you have to create an account. So the other way is there's one phone number for ASUS that you can use here. So I had to call that phone number and I had to RMA the device, and they actually, they did that. So they sent an email with the address for the company picks it up or whatever. And it was very confusing as well, because they explicitly said over and over again, do not package your device. They're going to take the device as is, not packaged. But it didn't really explain very well. So I actually sent it with the original inner box that it came in, because I was thinking if they take the laptop and they take the power cord as well, it's going to scratch up the laptop. So the guy comes with a container, throws it in the container. It probably is good that it was in that outer box, but I don't know if I'm going to get that box back. But so it's left quite some time ago. It left in April 11, and it's, May 14 now. So after it was gone for a couple weeks, I tried to check the RMA status of it. And at the time, it said that when I put on my RMA number, which has already been filled in here before the video, I filled it in and it says system cannot find your record. Before it said it was waiting on delivery of my device. And this was after a couple weeks. So I called them and they said, their system is being transferred or something like that. He indicated that they did have the device, but when they got the device was exactly when it was picked up from me, which is weird because it can't be picked up from me at the same time it's being delivered to them. So then after that, like he went away from the phone, come back and says, yes, we got it on the 11th. And I'm like, okay, but how could you get it on the 11th if you picked it up from me on the 11th, the mail person? And then he goes away again and comes back and says, oh yeah, we got it on the 12th or something, or the 13th. And I'm like, okay, so this is all sounds very dubious to me, but I'm okay. So I wait a couple more weeks. So it's been past a month now. So I call them up again. This is call number 3. And it's still showing that they are waiting to receive my item. It's on my phone still. Unfortunately, it's not here where I can show it. The site's really annoying. But it says, thank you for your inquiry. Our service centers has received your request and are currently waiting for your product to arrive. So that's what it's been saying for the last month. So when the man before, remember, he said they received it on the 11th, and then it was either to the 12th or the 13th. So this time he says they did receive it on the 14th, but there's no status. He has no status about it. He's unable to contact the place that it has. And then he starts going into a thing where it's not the right support number. I need to email ASUS. Now, this is the only support number ASUS has here. So I ask him, is this the support number for ASUS for hardware? And he's telling me it's the support number for software. And I say, what's the number for hardware? And then he's telling me this is the number, but also this is not the number. And that he doesn't have time to kind of deal with these issues, that I should email them. So I'm already calling them. This is already ramped up. I don't go backwards to the email. And then when you do try to email them, they start asking a bunch of information. They want to know your age, your date of birth, and all this kind of intrusive things that I don't want any of this from them. I just want my device. And he's telling me that they have no way, like he can't email the center to find out where my device is. I have to email. And he's customer support. And this is just infuriating because, again, I don't know when I'll get my device back, if I'll get it back, if it'll be fixed, if anything is going on whatsoever. I just know that this chatbot doesn't work. The phone, it worked initially to get an RMA, but it doesn't work to find out what's going on with it. And they're basically saying that they've switched over repair service to a different service, which is fine, but that's their problem, not my problem. Like if they are switching over service, they should have switched it over ahead of time and been rerouting their stuff as needed. Like if Netflix was saying that they were going to switch over their service to a different service, they're not going to go down for 2 months and then keep charging you money and then suddenly start working again. They're going to do it in the middle of the night or do it on the fly. They're going to be transferring load over while they have a new service in place. So this is kind of like their chatbot is broken, their device is broken, their call center is broken, their RMA repair center is broken. Everything is broken in this chain. There is no help to be had. I can't even get status on my device. Now, when I go in and type in the RMA number, I'll show you what this page looks like. So this page right here, and I tried this before doing the video. This is the page that I was on before the video. It must be, what do you call it? Cached, like it's already got the token, the history or whatever of me putting it in. But anyway, I wrote this in manually like 3 different times and got that same page. And then I went and opened up my email copied the RMA code straight from the email, so I was making sure I wasn't typing anything wrong, and pasted it in like 2 or 3 more times. And this is what I get every single time. I still have the page opened up on my phone, and when I refresh it, it still says it can't find my product. Like it's waiting for it. But here on the desktop, it just says like the system can't find records. Okay, so I do understand if they're going in a transfer thing, but there is a person that needs to take care of this. If their system is being transferred and they're having some hiccups, there is somebody that you call. It's their customer support, which is the person I was on the phone with. And this person kept telling me it's not them. They can't email anybody. They can't call another site. They don't want to waste their time with that. And I do understand that like people who are working in this kind of call center customer support, it's not a great job and it can be stressful, and you're dealing with customers that are angry all the time. And I'm frustrated too, but I was trying not to be mean to him, because that is a tough job to do. But there is somebody whose job it is to find that, and it would be him. He could even say, I'll call you back. Let me go check on that. I'll ring you back. Or he could push it up to his manager. This person can't find their laptop. Let me get your number. I'll ring you back. I'll email you back or something. But this person was offering absolutely nothing, saying, I need to go in and create a new email ticket, even though I got an RMA thing already going, even though I've already called them multiple times. I now need to start emailing them. And hopefully somebody will email me back, which they haven't yet, but it hasn't been very long. So, it's not, I just emailed them like an hour ago or something. But there is somebody that you call when all else communication fails, and it's the customer support, the live person on the line. And that person's telling me they don't do tech support. They don't do hardware support. They cannot find the status of anything hardware. They are switching over systems, but they're not able to, or he kept saying it's not, it would be wasting his time, which is infuriating to me, because it's like, I know it will take some of his time, but that's literally his job. And again, he doesn't have to sit on the phone with me. He could have got my details, contact me back, or handed it off to somebody else that could do it better. You know what I mean? If he needs to do what he's doing, he could pass it off. That's literally his point of contact, that's his job. So when you do this phone call with them, it says stay on the line, and they want to get a review of how the call went. Okay. And I generally just hang up, because I don't want to review the call, because I'm not reviewing the person I'm talking to. I only care if my laptop is coming back or not. That's all I care about. So generally I would just hang up the phone. I'm not going to review the person who I just talked to unless they did some amazing thing and help me. If I'm frustrated, I'm going to give that person a bad review. Now, it's not the person I'm really trying to give a bad review on. It's ASUS themselves. They're the ones with the bad review, not the person I talked to on the phone. However, when this person hung up after, he was telling me he cannot and will not help me, and that I was trying to ask him, are you software support or not? Because he kept saying he was software support, not hardware support. And I was trying to ask him what the number was for the hardware support. He just hung up the phone. So I was like, okay, I'll just stay on the line, because they're going to ask me how this call went. And it just stayed, the line stayed open for like 2 minutes and just hung up. There was no, so like that's broken too. So just every single thing about whatever ASUS is doing seems to be broken. And I really, if anybody out there is watching this video at all, I really suggest that you do not buy any product from this company. I have seen a lot of, what's this, Gamers Nexus talking about, ASUS in the US and Canada. There's quite a few. They were doing some really shady stuff. I've never owned an ASUS product before, So again, at the end of the day, does the product work? It does not work. Is it going to be fixed or repaired? I do not know, but it's been over a month. and the customer support is just not existing. It doesn't exist. They don't seem to care, but it does matter to me because that is an expensive device to me. And it's harming, like I got that so I could kind of help improve what I'm trying to do with the YouTube channel and other things and stuff. And the device I have is like currently quite limiting. And it's not, we don't have the device. It's been missing since April. So it still costs money. We still pay for it, but we don't have it. And ASUS is just not like, there's just no customer support happening whatsoever. Like, what is this? You put in your RMA number and it's just gone now? Like I said, also just like the marketing on this thing is just bad to begin with. There is other issues with it, but however, there was good side to it too. And this, I had to pay the high price on this thing. And I think this is more realistic about what the price should be. It should be around $1,000 or less because it's really competing with a MacBook Air, and it's not as good as a MacBook Air probably. So it should be in that range as the MacBook Air range. I think some aspects of it may be a little bit better than a MacBook Air, but certainly many of the aspects are going to be worse. But I had to pay the high end on this one. So, but at the end of the day, I don't have the device. It's not working. I don't know if I'm going to get it back. I don't know if they're going to fix it. I don't know if they're going to fix it, give it back, and then it breaks again immediately. I don't know if this is a design flaw with this whole screen issue thing. And like I said, it's not like their customer support is broken. Their device is broken. Their chatbot's broken. Their call center is broken. Their RMA service is broken. Because I guess they must have abruptly fired whoever they were working with before and got somebody else without any kind of proper switchover. I'm not really sure what they're doing with that, but that seems to be broken. They have no way to contact these new repair center from the call center. Like there's no communication there happening whatsoever. And when you do want to contact them, they don't need anything from me. The only thing they need from me is the serial number of the device, right? They don't need anything. Like, why are they asking me like personal information? The device has a serial number. That's the go-to. When it was purchased. If it's under, it's RMA covered or not. I don't want to make an account with ASUS and start giving them personal details. I'm not interested in that at all, or any company really. That's why I don't use Windows. So yeah, but even if I'd done that, I still am where I'm at now, where there's no device and there's no help for it. This is really aggravating to me. I am complaining a lot. Sorry about that. But this is just like trying to talk to that person and being so frustrated. I'm like, isn't there a phone number you can call for support? And I'm on the only number they have. And that person is saying, we don't do hardware support. ASUS doesn't do hardware support. Is what their phone number, their customer support through their phone number is telling me. And this thing over here is a really low end AI chatbot. I cannot imagine what it would help you with. Maybe if your device didn't turn on because you didn't plug it in, maybe it tells you that. I'm not really sure what it does, but it doesn't do any kind of help. And this one, when I put the RMA there, I don't want to do it now because I don't want to put the RMA on the screen. But earlier when I did it before filming this, it said we haven't received your device yet. But right before I started filming, I tried to pull up this page and it had since changed now where it says it just can't even find my device at all. So I don't know if that's my specific device or if that is everybody's, like this system doesn't work. Obviously it's broken. Anyway, that's a lot of ranting. I don't really want to rant, but this is really frustrating with this, ASUS, man. I just don't think that anybody, if my laptop come back and it works, I'm going to be happy. But I also don't want anybody to buy one of their products again, and I don't want to ever buy one of their products again because I don't think that anybody should be dealing with anything like this. It's one thing having a device that breaks, but it's another that like purposely not having support, and then the support that you do have refuses to help you. It's just like it keeps going and going. So that it's not like one issue, it's like so many issues. I hope that wasn't too much of a downer. Okay, so have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.